Now, if you're used to working in a DAW and not used to working in a machine like this, things can get a little confusing. So I would recommend the first thing to do is to check out the hierarchy of the different layers within the machine. So what do I mean by that? Let's talk about the highest level, which is the project. So if I tap and hold the main button, you can see this number 9 is pulsating. Ignore this SO1 for now. So number 9 is pulsating because we're on project number 9. If I want to switch to project number 8, tap and hold 8, and you can see it says P8 there. So now we're in project number 8. Let's hit play to hear this. All right, so that was project number 8. I can tap main, switch to project number 7. You got to tap and hold for a bit. If you just tap it for a second, it won't switch. So you have to tap and hold, and then it switches. So now if I hit play, looks like that project is empty. So tap and hold, and then tap and hold a number, wait for the screen to say the project number, and then you can let go. All right, so that is the highest level, an entire project. Now, what do we have inside the project? Well, you primarily have 4 tracks, which are called groups in this machine. So there's group A, B, C, and D. Each group can house a variety of different samples or sequences of those samples. So let's say in scene A here, group A here, we already have some sounds. Right? These are empty, but I can fill these up as well. Group B, different sound here. Now, Teenage Engineering recommends that maybe in Group A, you can have your drum sounds. Group B could be your bass. Group C could be like melodic samples and stuff like that. And Group D could be sound effects or more melodic samples, or maybe samples that you have sampled yourself. But end of the day, you can do whatever you want. So there are 4 groups here, and you can have different sounds. Now, the patterns that you're going to record into, if I tap and hold here, look at that. That's Group A, pattern number 1. How about B? It's also pattern number 1, C number 1, D number 1. I can switch to the next one. So that's D number 2, B, go to 3. You can have up to 99 of these patterns. All right, so those are all the different patterns within a specific project. Now, what if I want to play a different combination? So let's say I want to play CO1, DO2, BO3, and I don't know, A2 together. So those would be called scenes. So remember when I tap and hold here, you have a scene number 1. So scene number 1, let's say, has those combinations. I can tap and hold and switch to scene number 2. So this could have a different set of combinations. So let's set this up. So we're in scene 2 right now. Let's set them all to 1. Right, so they're all set to 1. So that's a bit weird. So scene 2, everything's set to 1. Switch back to scene 1. Right, so that's what I had before. Let's go to scene 3 and let's change things up. So maybe in scene 3, A is, I don't know, 5, B is 4, C is back to 1, and D is 4. Right? So like this, you can have different permutations and combinations of the 4 tracks or groups within each scene. Right? And you can switch between scenes like this. So if that makes sense, now it'll be a lot easier to understand how to work with this machine and how to make music. And we're going to dive into loading sounds and creating patterns in the upcoming tutorials.